Hi Leo, welcome to your January 2019 Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, what can I say, but Happy New Year! Not only did we survive 2018, but we are here to thrive in 2019. It is an absolute pleasure to have you. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on my website address in the description box. And before we start, I would like to bless all of my cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So I say us because, as many of you know by now, I am a Leo ascendant. So let's have a look what January 2019 has in store for us. What are the actions and interactions that are taking place this month? And straight away out of the gate we get the Six of Cups. This is great because it's actually about one, taking a trip down memory lane, and two, it's very much about examining the best of the past, examining the best of who we are, and this feels to me like we're bringing all of the good stuff with us into, as we shoot into 2019. This is about bringing all of the stuff that we've learned. It's about bringing the gems of wisdom that we've gained through all of the hardship, through all of the bollocks that we've had to go through. This is about bringing all of the good stuff with you. The fact that this is your actions and your interactions, this is about us acting from the best place of who we are, and ultimately that's the heart space, right? It's got to be. And when you're acting from your heart, you're tapped in and tuned in to what your purpose truly is. If you don't know what that purpose is, January might well be the time where you remember it. And the fact that this is the Six of Cups and it's about your memories, this may well see you achieving something that you've longed to achieve for a very long time. We've got all planets direct, everything is moving, we're in a powerful space, we've got three amazing planets in their home sign. This is, one of which, Jupiter, is trining Leo, which is absolutely beautiful. Jupiter in Sagittarius is trining Leo. You've got Saturn, which is in Capricorn, ensuring that we get stuff done properly. And then you've got Mars in his own sign, Mars in Aries, also trining Leo, which means we're in a really powerful space, not only to manifest, but also to get things started, to get things going. And the fact that you've got the Six of Cups in your actions and your interactions, you're bringing the knowledge and the wisdom forward, all of the gems of wisdom that you've gathered over a period of time. But on top of that, it's almost like the words that I'm hearing are, there's a long held wish that your heart has wished to fulfill, and now it comes to fruition, right? And this is it. This is the month. If you have a dream that you have longed to see come into the world, this is the month where you get started. This is the month where you start taking steps towards that, because what you do now is going to echo throughout the rest of probably the next 10 years, to be completely honest with you. This is really, really potent and powerful stuff. We're in a 3-year as well, which is, it's great. So let's have a look at the money and materials. Let's see what the finances and the health is saying, or bringing to us. Really, like, you could even ask for any more. The Ten of Pentacles, I mean, wow. This card actually represents abundance, but it also represents stability. The fact that it's a 10, this is the completion, it's the accomplishment, it's the attainment. With the Six of Cups there, this is about some kind of wish, some kind of hope. And for some of you, it may well only be that you lay the cornerstone of it. And I'll give you a mini story about the cornerstone, and I'll try to condense it. When I started Reydiant Reality, I had just come out of quite a tough relationship. I was pretty much at rock bottom, living in my old room that I came from when I was a teenager at 30 years old. And I remember thinking to myself, one day I want to have my own tarot channel and doing all of this stuff out there to the world. So one day I sat at my desk in this tiny little room and I said to myself, what do I want my channel to be called? And I came up with Reydiant Reality. And I set up the channel and I was like, oh, well, you know, but I've got no content. But I said to myself, that's okay. You've laid the cornerstone, and from that you will build everything else. So for those of you where, you know, you're like, oh wow, this didn't happen for me this month, actually what you're doing is laying the foundations for it. But for most of us, you know, in some way, shape or form, this is about the achievement, accomplishment or attainment of something you have put the effort into. If you've been building on your business for the last 2-3 years, if you have put all of the foundation work in already, this is the month where you see something come back from that. Finances actually look very good, even for January at the beginning of the year, when everybody's, you know, after the holidays and the pocket's hurting and you're feeling a bit like, oh, a bit tender and all the rest of it. This for me says that the health is good. Right, with the 6 of Cups there, I kind of feel like a lot of Leos have already made their progress. So, you know, the health stuff, you probably started in December. Some of you probably even earlier than that, and said, right, you know what, I'm going to bang on this now so that when January comes, I'm already running on that treadmill. I don't need to get started. So the health looks good. It looks very good. You know, really in a state of bliss, a state of happiness. The finances look brilliant. This is the month where you're really going to start to understand how abundance works, but more importantly, you will start to see things flowing into you. That means resources, but it also means help in order to gain the resources that you would like to see in your life. I love this. I love this. You know, 10 of Pentacles in the money and materials sector. So let's have a look at the communications with the world at large. What is taking place? And this month we get the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful. You know, I talked about this, saying about coming from the place of, you know, the place of the heart, the heart space. Your communications are going to demonstrate that. It's almost like, you know, you've made certain shifts or certain changes within yourself, and the Ace of Cups is basically saying you're not just kind of doing the work behind the scenes, but this is the stuff that you're giving out to other people. You are speaking from your heart space. You are communicating with the world from your heart space. The Ace of Cups, believe it or not as well, is actually a wish fulfillment card. It's got a very similar vibe to the 9 of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. It's about having, it's about being or birthing or bringing something into fruition. The fact that you've got the Ace of Cups and it falls next to the 10 of Pentacles, this is, you can see I can't even contain my excitement. This is about something becoming real, something becoming tangible. There will be a conversation that takes place in January that is going to change everything for you, Leo. Pay attention, really pay attention. 10 of Pentacles, stability, real world achievement, real world accomplishment or attainment, communications, some long held wish coming from the heart space, communicating who you really are, wish fulfillment of some kind coming into fruition, backed up by the stability. So this sees the wish being made and the conversations being had, and, you know, and the conversation flowing. I kind of feel like you're going to be connecting with people this month, and you'll be having conversation, you'll just be like, God, you know what, it's just flowing, it's just flowing, it's just happening. And from this conversation, one in particular I believe is going to be more powerful than any other, but your communications in general are blessed. And because you've got the 10 of Pentacles anchoring it into the real world, the Ace of Cups has the chance to become the truest potential that it possibly can. It's like you're pouring the water out onto the earth, and, you know, complementary elements. When you mix water and earth, you get growth, you get fertility, you get abundance. Love it. Love it. So let's have a look at your emotional sector, or our emotional sector. This month, the 2 of Cups. Like, really could you even ask for any more than that? For those of you that are single, especially next to the Ace of Cups, this could very much be a month where not only are you seen to be in your element, people will really start to understand who you are at a core level, what is truly important to you. I feel like where everybody else is going to be like, not everybody else, but, you know, where most people will be like, oh, it's January, like, you know, everybody feels a bit dull, especially in the northern hemisphere, let's say, because, you know, it's cold, it's dark, it gets dark really quickly, and you're like, oh, you know, beat up and all the rest of it, and, you know, you're just kind of trying to get an even keel. I feel like Leos are going to be the opposite. They're going to be shining, they're going to be warm, they're going to be open and living from the heart space. And when you live from the heart space, people can only look at you and think, wow, do you know what, that person is reveling in life. That person is doing life and living life. And what's really important to me here is you've got the Six of Cups, you've got the Ace of Cups, and you've got the Two of Cups. That's all the water, that's all the emotional energy, that, you know, and that emotional energy is being spent in the right way because you're channeling that emotional energy through your heart space, which is your center. You know, Leo rules the heart and the spine ultimately, right? And you know what's really interesting about that is that's about coming from who you are, but living truthful to who you are, what your purpose is, what you're aligned to, what you believe you're here for. With the Ten of Pentacles, it's bringing that down into the real world. So for those of you that are single, the month of January sees you having, it might not necessarily bring you the relationship of your life, but it can certainly sow the seed, and it can certainly put you in contact and having the conversations with people that, you know, you might be that you talk to someone and you guys hit it off, but they're like, actually, do you know what? I really like them, but I know that my friend would absolutely, you know, die to be with them, and you get a connection from there. So it feels to me like for those of you that are single Leos, there is a massive connection coming in January that's really going to make you smile, that's really going to make you shine. And for those of you that are partnered with the Two of Cups, this is about deepening your bond. It's about really going from, you know, we're partners, we're together, and building on that and growing on it. And with the Two of Cups, this is about a wish that you've held together. This is, as a couple, there's something that you've wanted, that you've needed to push forward with. In January, this is where you start to see it shape up. It's like, not only does your relationship get tighter, but you guys together have a wish or something that you want. For some of you, this is about getting pregnant, for sure. For others of you, especially with the Ten of Pentacles in the mix, this is about finding the next home that you're going to live in. January is a really powerful month for that, and it's a really powerful month for Leos in general. I'm really, really excited about this, really excited about it. So the first week of January, we've got the Moon card. You know, the Moon card represents the past. It represents taking off the rose-tinted glasses, seeing things and people exactly as they are instead of how we want them to be. But because you're looking at it through the guise of the Six of Cups, this is about you taking the knowledge, the gems of wisdom. Trust your intuition in this first week of January. And the reason I say that is because the Moon card is also about our instincts. In different, like the High Priestess is about the intuition, the spiritual stuff. The Moon card is about the instinct, where your gut goes, where you, you know, you feel something, or you get the goosebumps up the back of your neck or on your arms, and you get like, oh, you know, I'm feeling something here. Trust that stuff in this first week of January, because it's going to steer you down a path that you really need to go down, and I believe this is going to be a really good path. So trust yourself in the first week of January. It's really, really important. The second week of January, you got the Hermit card. Interesting. So you're going within. The Ten of Pentacles, I kind of feel like, so the Ten of Pentacles is about the real world, right? It's about the real world, it's about abundance, it's also about the home and the physical body. The Hermit card is basically saying stay on this track. I feel like a lot of you have made a lot of really good progress with your weight loss, with your looking after yourself, and you know, for your vitality to continue, the Hermit card is basically saying look at where that is coming from. Look at what changes you've made in order for this, you know, newfound vigor and health to come through. It's not just about the astrology, there's also something that you will have been doing, that you will have put in place, and the Hermit card is basically saying you must continue on this path. If you've made certain progress and you think, oh, you know what, maybe I'll just slack off for a little while now that I've made some progress. No, you have to continue. This is where you can continue to put that work in. The Hermit card always asks you to be diligent, because it guarantees the reward at the end of it, which I absolutely love. And then the third week of January, you've got the Lovers card underneath the Ace of Cups. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like for those of you that are partnered, certainly, I feel like you'll be making the decision. You'll be making a concrete decision and saying, look, you know what, actually, I think we're ready to become parents. You know, this is where you solidify or concrete something into the real world. The Lovers card sees you making a choice, but it also sees you making a commitment. Underneath the Ace of Cups, birth, fertility, you know, wish fulfillment. This for me feels very much like, for those of you that are coupled, you're choosing to really align yourself with this fertile energy and say, look, you know what, actually, I want to do something about this. I want to become a parent. The fact that it falls next to the Hermit card, I feel like a lot of you, especially the women, will be saying to yourselves, right, what can I do to prepare my physical body? What can I do to make sure that I'm in the best space and place I possibly can be in order to bear a child? You know, for the guys amongst you, this is about really saying to yourself, okay, I've made some progress and now I need to see it through. This is about taking something, it's about playing the end game. You know, it's about having an idea of where you want to be and following that path, as opposed to just making the decision and then going, yeah, it'll, you know, it might happen. Like, this is really going for gold. And I love it. I love it. I love it. For those of you that are single Leos, you know, in the 3rd week of January, it's basically saying you open yourself up. You open yourself up to the possibility of everything that you could possibly have and everything that you could possibly be. The first 2 weeks will be great for sure, but I feel like you really start to come into your own and really start to shine in the 3rd week. That's when people will, that's when people will really start to see, like, wow, okay, something's going on here. This person is tapped in, connected to something. So the 4th week, the Wheel of Fortune, luck, abundance, happiness. So the Wheel of Fortune next to the Lover's card means that you make the right decisions. It means that you make the right connections. It means that you choose to commit to the right things. This is about, again, trusting yourself, going down the paths that you need to lead you to the right places, the right people, and the right moments of time. I feel like last year, a lot of Leos had this experience of, shit, I've missed it, or, you know, like, I'm either always too late to the party or too early. This month, you won't have that. You will be where you're supposed to be, right on time. And I really, really love this because it's so damn exciting. The fact that it's underneath the 2 of Cups as well, very much to me, feels like the right connections are coming in. The right alignment is happening. And that's because you are finally, Leo, in alignment with yourself. Beautiful. So your key to the month, what's your overarching message? The High Priestess. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your physical intuition, trust your instincts, but ultimately trust your inner self. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your instincts, your physical body. You will know what you're supposed to do and when. My only advice, and it's not a warning, it's just advice, my only advice is don't force it this month, because it all naturally wants to align and happen for you. If you try to push, if you try to force it, it will bite you in the arse or it will rebel. So the High Priestess here is saying, let it reveal itself to you. You know, and that's what the High Priestess is all about. When you're ready, she will bring you and reveal to you everything that you need to know. And that's her secret. Don't force me. Don't try to violate me. Just allow me to speak through you. Allow me to speak to you by whatever means I can use. Dreams, intuition, feelings, messages from spirit, bumping into somebody, having a conversation and then never seeing them again, but they deliver you that right piece of information at exactly the right time. When you are truly aligned with your heart space, as it looks like you are in January, some amazing stuff is going to shape up. Let me know how this goes for you guys, because I'm really, really excited for this. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have an amazing month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.